All right, so here I am with this belated episode of Boxing Shit. Yeah, unfortunately, our guest hasn't arrived yet, but hopefully, we can hope that he will sometime soon. Yeah. So, first, I would like to say something about the fight, the big fight, or fights of last night, anyway. If I sound tired, that's because I am actually. Didn't get to bed until 6 in the morning because I watched the Chocolatito Estrada fight. Yeah. Hello, Martin. Just a second. Hey, what's up, Martin? It's great to have you here, man. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I actually didn't get to see much of the Fury fight, but I guess that's just as well. How about you? Yeah, I know that Fury won by a 10th round TKO. Yeah, that's right. I just think that was a very bad matchup, as the most people, as did most when it was announced. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, I guess it was just a way for Fury to give his pal Chisora a final big payday. I think that's really wrong. Because you're not supposed to do that. This is a sport, right? This is competition. It's not about helping out your mates, right? Who can no longer fight as they used to. So yeah, that kind of I'm not a fan of that. Those kind of fights, of course. Right. Don't watch the fight now if you feel tired, as you will sleep immediately. Well, I don't feel so tired right now, but I don't think I want to watch it either. Maybe I'll just watch shortly some highlights, maybe if they have. Yeah. And, well, that was about that fight. Enough said about that fight. Fury, of course, as you know, he ran into Usyk on his way out of the ring and kind of exchanged a few ugly words. Or actually, he was the one doing all the ugly talking, while Usyk was just trying his best to look, you know, not afraid. And I don't think he is really. I think he will fight Fury, gladly. Yes. So let's go to Estrada Chocolatito fight. Yeah, I got to see. I think most of it I kind of got to be honest on the third, while it was third round still already. And yeah, I heard that Estrada he dominated the early rounds, the first four rounds, while uh, then Chocolatito took over kind of after in the sixth round. Yeah, it was a rather close fight. It was a very close fight, really. But the thing is that I thought that Estrada kind of gave away too many rounds because he let Chocolatito, dictate the pace, and he was the more aggressive fighter, clearly. While Estrada focused on counter punching and boxing, So that went pretty much as we expected, except for Estrada Chocolatito being kind of slow to start, the first 4 rounds. Yeah. Yes, so Chocolatito, of course, I didn't really agree with the decision. I thought a draw would have been fair. Yeah, definitely. Because I gave Estrada first five and then Chocolatito the next six, and the last one was kind of close, but I thought Estrada kind of probably nicked it. He was being he really kind of came on there and was fighting to earn the decision, and he got it, fair or not. Yeah. So yeah, now I think I don't know really what happens now to those guys, but yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see the first two, but yeah, from what I saw. Oh, hello, Rose Gas Boxing Jazz. How are you? Yeah, it's just me this time. We were supposed to have a guest, but he hasn't showed up yet. What can you do? Just have to keep the show, rolling. And I'm not exactly in best shape, but still, yeah. I couldn't let you down. Yeah. So, we were talking about the Chocolatito Estrada fight. Yeah, that scorecard, 116, 112, was really kind of way off. I mean, if I were to give Estrada the fight, then it couldn't have been, more than by a round or two. Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's kind of hard, to always. I mean, I don't know what to say. I know from experience earlier, they do tend to forget I mean, such kind of appointments, put it that way, because they always got something else, in their mind. And yeah, that's just how it is. We'll try to. If he doesn't turn up this time, we'll try to have him on next time when also Joshua is here. Mm. Yeah. So, as I said, it's kind of hard, now to get the decisions, when you are not a favorite, a favorite fighter, or having a big promoter like. Yeah, that's right. That's why I thought, I better, go on and, talk some boxing. Then I just wait. Maybe the guy will not show up, or maybe in an hour he turns up, and then by then most of you have gone, right? So yeah, we don't really depend on him. It's a pity that he's not here yet, but maybe will not come even. Who knows? It's so then it makes me so frustrated because I mean these guys tend to keep you waiting because they don't need you, you need them. So that's the problem. It's a pretty ungrateful position, Well, actually, I am from where I am from. I'm actually from Bosnia, but I have been living here in Norway for 29 years now. Been a long time. Yeah, that's right. All right, let's see what other fights were there last night. Oh yeah, that's right. Kevin Lerena, Daniel Dubois and Kevin Lerena. Yeah, I heard of that fight. I also didn't get to see it, but my friend he told me about it. That was kind of crazy fight. I didn't expect it to go like that. First, Dubois goes down three times in the first round, and then he recovers and sends Lerena twice down twice in the second, and then it gets stopped at the end of the round. Yeah, that was kind of, I don't know, weird. I didn't get to see it though. The DVD looks like he's right for Peking. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's got huge defensive issues. It was obvious in the Joyce fight as well. Yeah, I think he will lose also to any of the top heavyweights right now. I mean, even Fabio Worley probably is too much for him. He's so fast. He's just too fast and hits too hard. I think he would probably knock him out in like 4 or 5 rounds, probably, or even less, maybe even three. I don't. Yeah, I mean, if a cruiserweight like Lorena was able to put him down 3 times, come on, that's kind of ridiculous, right? But what saves Dubois very often is his power, and his physical, strength and all that. Yeah, he's a strong guy. He can take a lot, obviously, because against Joyce he was eating jabs all night before he kind of his eye went. He how to say succumbed. I never know how certain English words are correctly pronounced. Doesn't matter. Yeah. So I would like to see that fight. I will try to find it because it's also only 2 rounds. Yeah, Daniel Dubois, he's not really going that far. I mean, he's already achieved probably all that he will. That's taking a world title, even though if it's just a minor version. I mean, it's not the super title anyway. No, yeah, it's kind of. I know I used to have high hopes for him, but then. Oh, hi, Fee. How are you? Thank you. Yeah, as you can see, our guest still hasn't arrived, but you just have to do without him. Yeah, I kind of had, double thoughts about this, about inviting him here. And at first, he didn't really sound so, delighted, but then he was like, all right, we can do it. Yeah, because I know sometimes these guys tend to forget. And yeah, I was kind of nervous to be also completely honest about interviewing a former world champion, a guy that, it was very exciting fighter, in his prime. Yes. Just a second. Gotta turn on my, how to say it, TV. All right. So, those were the best fights of this weekend. Yeah, obviously. Let's see what's in store for next weekend, shall we? uh, I know there is one because that will be my birthday, the 10th. Oh yeah, we got, is it Teofimo Lopez versus, that's right, Sandor Martin. That's gonna be interesting. A puncher, aggressive fire versus a boxer, technical fire. Oh yeah, Terence Crawford versus David. Oh, that's gonna be great. Avanesian, good one. Cause I mean, maybe I don't see Avanesian being able to beat Crawford, but you never know. I mean, he has surprised us before. He's certainly got the punch, the power to make it kind of, dangerous for Crawford, and the ability to to knock out guys to stop them. Of course, Crawford is a different kind of beast. We also have George Warrington fighting Luis Alberto Lopez Vargas and Karim Gerfi versus Michael Conlan. Nice. So I know that Josh will want to talk about this next time. Oh, Rodolfo, my man, how are you doing? Hey, great to see you here. You know what's up? We've been kind of stood up. But anyway, I hope, I don't know really if the guy will be here or not, but we're just gonna have to do our best without him. That's a pity, yeah, but nothing to do about it. Hmm. Hmm. So I was talking about, that fight. What are your thoughts on Estrada versus Gonzalez, Chocolatito Gonzalez last night? It was a pretty good fight. I wouldn't say it was a great fight because there wasn't enough action in all rounds, but it was a good fight, a decent fight, and a close one. Yeah, but I think maybe Chocolatito kind of deserved the decision, maybe, just maybe, by 1 point. So the 12th round could have been kind of even. It was kind of even. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe somebody wants to come on this live. If you want, just tell me. You know, but I actually, yeah, I just have to then send you the link. Yeah, well, and anyway, I can send it here in the chat if somebody wants to hop in. That's the link, all right. Because talking like with somebody else beats just me talking like this and you writing. Mhm. I don't know what's happened to this guy. He just completely forgot about it. Damn. Yeah, it's always a risk, when you're dealing with former fighters. Guys who are still fighting have better memory than guys who are finished who once fought. That's the fact. Yeah. I thought Carol Italian looked sharp on Unicard of F. Oh yeah. I don't know really. I didn't watch that card, but so yeah, maybe someone else here has seen her. You know, I got a friend who just doesn't. He will not talk about female boxers. He doesn't like this new trend. You know. You know, when I was interviewing Donny Lalonde, that was in 2017. He works as a manager, so he's got a lot to do. So we had set up to meet at 8, to have this interview, but he didn't. He showed up at around 11. He had forgotten about it, but then he remembered much later, fortunately. So maybe this guy also remember. Anyway, I've sent him a couple of messages already, so hopefully he gets to see them. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of also a little bit disappointed by the turnout, but I guess that's must be expected also. I thought more people would be here to see this, but as things have turned out, maybe that's for the better. Yeah, but you know what? We're gonna wait. Yeah, we're gonna wait a little longer before the bell is on. That's a good guy. I know him. Yeah, so I guess nobody wants to hop on, right? All right, we can talk about the next weekend's fights. Teofimo Lopez versus Sandor Martin. That's obviously who the favorite is there. Don't have to tell you, but it's a really important fight for Teofimo. Yeah, coming off, the loss to Cambosos, and then winning one fight after that. Hmm. Hmm. Hello, Larry. Nice to have you here. Teofimo Lopez has a good chance at taking Josh Taylor's belts if he beats Sandor Martin. Yeah, maybe. Probably. He has a full package, an entertainer, great power, and a slick fighter as well in general. Good combinations. Yeah. He's also a hard-working, fighter. I know because me and Josh have actually interviewed him once on the phone, and he actually moved to Arkansas despite being from New York or somewhere like that. Yeah. And he moved there just to train, in peace and stuff like that. So that's kind of, you gotta admire that, that kind of dedication. So, yeah, I think he will beat, of course, Martin, and probably he will stop him even, probably. Martin has already lost twice, but he hasn't been stopped yet. Yes. It was kind of actually a long time since Martin lost in 2017. Hmm. Yeah. That's right. So nobody wants to come on. All right. Do you think Usyk versus Fury gets made for next year? Yeah, there's a good chance of that happening. Yeah, I think many will want to see the fight simply because then we would get undisputed heavyweight champion for the first time in over 20 years. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Usyk is still undefeated, and so far he has had success also as a heavyweight. So this fight, I guess, will just prove just how good he is, and how successful he can be at heavyweight. Yeah, I hope if Fury, I know if Usyk will want to fight Fury. I hope just that Fury doesn't kind of pull another stunt and just backs off. After all that talking, he has done also last night. Mhm. Usyk versus, I don't really. Usyk can beat Fury, that's for sure. I think so, yeah. And Fury is not like a really like Deontay Wilder type puncher, of course. Yeah, he should not be able to just knock out Usyk, kind of, just with a few punches. Usyk obviously has a really great chin, even at heavyweight. Because he took some big ones from Joshua also. Probably more chance of Fury versus Chisora for. No, I don't think so. I hope not, anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this was just, I said about, Fury doing a favor to Chisora, giving him one last payday, big one. Please, the Europeans aren't scared to fight each other, unlike the Americans. The Americans don't fight. Yeah, I mean, there's a truth in that. I wouldn't say anyone. I mean, you got people like Jermaine Charlotte who fights pretty much all the best out there, but there are, this with Crawford and Spence that hasn't have had a fight or made a fight yet. That's kind of, ridiculous. And also, yeah, in some other divisions, I just can't remember him right now. Well, yeah, that's why Europe runs boxing, in my opinion. It does a lot more than it used to, anyway. Yeah, I mean, we got Bivol at 175. I guess we can call him European somewhat. Also better beer. So 175 is now actually more European dominated than ever before, I think. Because look at the champions, look at the other top fighters. You got Biol, Beterbiev, you got Callum Smith, Joe Smith Jr., you got, Gilberto Ramirez. He's not so good. I mean, he's a Mexican, but you know what I mean. It used to be a lot more American, American dominated, black dominated, Now it's yeah. Joyce, we got Joyce at heavyweight, a really big, a great hope. Josh Taylor. I think Taylor should move up to welterweight now. I don't think he has anything to gain from being staying at 140. I've already talked about this with Joshua before. He's a big. I think the last time I actually talked about this, a really big guy for a light welterweight, and now he's won all the belts. So I don't know why he wanted to fight Carroll. It's obvious that this guy is not a good stylistical matchup for him. Yeah, maybe I would like to see a rematch just to see if that was a one-time thing. Maybe Taylor had a bad night, but I don't think so. Carroll is a very clever, very good fighter who obviously knows how to fight fighters like Taylor very well. Yeah. So yeah, Bivol is just, I think, one of the best fighters right now on the planet, pound for pound. And I mean, the way he beat Canelo and Zurdo Ramirez, that was pretty amazing. Just so much skill, talent. He's so clever. If he only had a little bit more power, then he would be practically unbeatable, just unbeatable. I think also this way he will be also very hard to beat, even for Beterbiev. Yeah, Triple G, MJ. I don't know who you mean there. Who is MJ? Johnny Beck. Well, Johnny Beck didn't look that impressive in his last fight, but otherwise, yeah, he has looked pretty impressive. Hmm. I know that some people don't really rate Callum Smith that high, but I think he has what it takes to also win or just succeed pretty much at this. Oh yeah, Murojon. Yeah, that's the guy. Uzbekistan or Kazakhstan. Oh, I think he's from Uzbekistan actually. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, yeah, actually, especially Eastern Europe and that part of Asia is also very dominant now. Central Asia. So fighters from you also had that guy at 130 who just beat Zelfa Barrett. What was his name again? Rakhimov, right? Yeah, something like that. Shavkat John. Yeah, he's also a pretty good fighter. That just punches, hits you and hits you and goes at you and breaks you down. That type of fighter that people like to watch. Yeah, he's obviously not a really hard puncher, but Yeah, that's the guy. He's not a very hard puncher, but he's got, that kind of accumulative power. Oh, yeah, that was a great fight. That was unbelievable. I mean, first, Zelfa was really doing a lot of good stuff, a lot of success. He put the guy down briefly, and then Shavkat just went at him and broke him down eventually. Yeah, Freddie Roach, the great Freddie Roach. Really one of the best trainers actually ever. He has done good things for many fighters, just like Buddy McGirt. Yeah, Buddy McGirt, who now is training Dillian White. Well, he can do miracles. Dillian White never was a boxer, in technical sense, so you cannot teach a puncher to box, as Foreman once said, George Foreman. Hmm. Yeah, so there are plenty of fighters now coming from that area, Central Asia and Eastern Europe. There are some others as well, right? But there is that guy. I think he's a heavyweight, 6'7". Wow, he's huge. His name is Jalolov, Bakudir Jalolov. So I think they were mentioning something about him fighting Joyce, maybe, or somebody like that. His nickname is the Big Uzbek. Yeah, yeah. So I think he won an Olympic medal, right? Maybe even gold, or well, not the Olympic, but world. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, he has been in the Olympics in the quarterfinals. Yeah, yeah, me neither. You also have that guy from Kazakhstan, Russian, who is 6'9". I don't know what's happening, Ivan Dichko. And then you got from Croatia, you got, of course, Filip Hrgovic. Yeah, I see that Dichko has had a fight this year. He won on points, but he's like 32, and I'm not sure if he's gonna get the big fights in time before he, loses his prime. We'll see. Yeah, I think they say that he that lost to Anthony Joshua in the Olympics was controversial. He should have actually won there. Yeah, it was a close decision, 13-11. Well, this is going pretty well actually. You should check this guy out if you ever have time. One of the best amateurs right now, Abdul Malik Khalkov. I will, yeah. They have so many, talents there. It's amazing. I don't know why, but it's great. I mean, those countries are full of talents, especially Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. There are a few from, I mean, Bivo is from Kyrgyzstan actually, and Rakhimov, I believe, is from Tajikistan, yeah. And another guy also, there's Yakubo, that's right, Muhammad Kuyay. But those guys, it's so important. It's so their only chance to make it, big. It's in the ring. They cannot, really, succeed in life. And they cannot get rich by doing, I don't know, business or becoming lawyers or doctors. This is all they got. That's why they fight so hard. It's all also that, not just the natural talents or the physical abilities. They have also that, but they also have this mentality, also warrior mentality, never quit, you must win at all costs. So we don't see that enough in America and, Western Europe also, you might say. These guys sometimes quit when they could have continued because they don't feel, oh, good. My head is hurting. I got a cut here, and they quit, and everybody boos, of course. But these guys from the east, they are like just, oh no, doesn't matter. You can kill me. I'm not gonna quit. Yeah, they are built different. Yeah, there's also that physical, as I said, aside the factor. They are kind of, because the climate is pretty harsh there, and those countries very mountainous, and Kazakhstan is very vast also, and you need to be strong to survive there. Simple as that. Yeah, yeah, those guys really they don't play. Was there somebody else? Oh yeah, there's that guy from Russia, but I think he's like from where's he from? From Dagestan, some Arslanbek Makhmudov. Yeah, that's right. 15 and 0 with 14 knockouts. Yeah, he had a fight with Katakam where he went the distance. The last one, and now he has one on the 16th against Michael Walsh. So that's pretty poor opponent. But anyway, he still hasn't, yeah, gotten there where he fights bigger names. The older generations of American boxers, yeah, they were a lot tougher guys. Like Devin Haney were born rich, had his dad pay for his fights. And yeah, there's a lot of truth there. Yeah, I mean they have a sense of entitlement and they expect to be given things, almost for free. Sometimes that's not good. You gotta earn it, right? I like the older generations of American fighters a lot more. Yeah, I mean, also then it was just, they only had boxing, they had nothing else. So they had no, like, they didn't do, rap, or they didn't appear in videos of famous, artists and stuff like that, or in movies. Well, sometimes after they were finished with their careers. Makhmudov is good, trains with better. Yeah, I think he's probably a Chechen also, like better be. I think the correct pronunciation is like Beterbiev, something like that. I see where you're coming from, Larry. Yeah, entitled and kind of spoiled. Also, a bit, I would say they don't want to risk anything. They just want to win on their talent and not on being, tough and greedy and all that. They just, as I said before, they just do this. Everybody hates to see that kind of fighting. Then grab, their opponent and then, you know, always very cautious. And they don't always know how to pull the trigger, or when, That's also, I have noticed. That's right. Yeah. They don't really. So we are really exciting, both in light heavyweights and heavyweights. A lot of exciting new fighters who are just, moving up, now in ranks, just building themselves up. So in the future, like 4 or 5 years, six, there will be some very interesting, exciting fights, I believe. But it will be mostly fighters from, the East, Eastern Europe and Asia that will dominate. American style jab and hold, yeah. Super defensive without many combinations, yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean. That's good. Thanks. It's just, I mean, exhausting to watch, boring. Just don't hit me. It's like, just don't hit me. I like being hit. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to be hit, if you don't like it, then you shouldn't, do professional boxing. You shouldn't do, you shouldn't, be a boxer of any kind, really, but especially not pro. So, yeah. I mean, of course, you should avoid being getting hit, too much, but you will not get much respect if you go around fighting like that. So, what round is Crawford gonna stop Avanesian boss? You had to bet. Well, I don't know really. Avanesian has been stopped, but that was by hard puncher, that guy Kavaliauskas. And I don't know. Crawford has just kind of stopped so many of his opponents the last few years, and all of them later. He's not the guy who knocks you out in the third round or something. So if he does stop on Isian, I think it will be like not before 10th round anyway, 10th, 11th, 12th maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I think Avanesian is going to be a tougher fight for him than many of his last fights. Let's see did he fight uh, the last couple of years. So he beat Sean Poor, that's right. That was kind of, that stoppage was not really because Poor was so hurt, but his father stopped it because he thought that was enough. And he fought Kell Brook, who was really, finished simply. And his last really good win was against Kavaliauskas himself in the ninth round, yeah. But he has fought a few. Amir Khan also, not no longer at his best, who had already been knocked out badly by Canelo, and Chris Cyber gonna be on the undercard. Wow, she's making a boxing debut. Nice. Yeah, I know who Chris Cyber is. She's a very strong woman. Yeah, very mean. I mean, mean fighter. I mean, not mean as a person necessarily, but yeah, she's freakishly strong for a woman. I think maybe the strongest woman out there that is not a bodybuilder. Yeah, these Brazilians, man. I don't know what's in them. What they eat. They can be really strong and tough. Amazing. So yeah, Avanesian. He has three losses, but only one by knockout. And as I said, that was by the hard puncher Kavaliauskas. Yeah, so since then he's done pretty well. He stopped guys like Herman Learaga twice and Josh Kelly once. So yeah, Liam Taylor. He's actually won all of his last fights by knockout. One, two, three, four, six. So he's been on a tear, as I said. All right, Martin, great to have you here. Thanks. See you. Bye bye. Have a good one. Yeah. Well, we've actually been on quite a long time now. Yeah, I don't think this guy is coming, but just as well. We can do it maybe another time. Next time, we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like he just forgot, as you say. It happens. What can we do? We're still having a good time now, also talking. All right, then when we talking about more prospects at heavyweight and those bigger weights, there is an Italian guy actually who I watched. Well, he's a very big guy by the name of Guido Vianello. He's 6'6". So and got 10 wins, 9 by KO. But yeah, let's see. Hasn't fought anyone yet, but next year he has a fight against Stefan Shaw, the big shot. Hmm. All right. Thoughts on Albert Batirgaziev? Do you think he will become world champion? I don't know. I really don't know that guy. Well, I can look him up. A small guy. That's interesting. A lightweight. All right. Sometimes I can kind of judge it from their records on box rate, if in the manner how they win, certain fights. But it's not, of course, you cannot know so much, too much. Albert Batirga. Well, thank you anyway for mentioning him, for making me, how to say, aware of that guy. I wasn't aware of him before. Yeah, gold medalist. Yeah, that's kind of. A lot of Olympic gold medalists don't really make it that well in the pros, but some of them do. So that will be interesting to see if that guy can make some impact. hmm So I see he's also from that area, southern Russia. Yeah, those guys are just, I mean, amazing. That's their warrior instinct, killer instinct. Oh, it's in Dagestan, right? Where Khabib comes from, and a few others. Very strong, fearsome guys. Yeah, those guys are really brought up that way, man. Spartan way. And that's the only way to breed a fighter. I mean, you cannot be like too nice to him. And, today he is tired, all right. You don't have to train, you don't have to do anything. Relax. You cannot, raise them like that. You gotta say, no, you are not tired. Come on, you're gonna train today anyway. It doesn't matter if you are tired or not. You will not be tired after. You can rest later. It's that kind of attitude that really makes champions. There are a lot of talents, in that area, as I said. Mhm. Yeah, we have Beterbiev, of course, versus Anthony Yard in January. Very good fight. But of course, I don't think anybody can expect Yard to win it, right? In Beterbiev, despite being 37, he's still not showing any signs of slowing down, obviously. Yeah, he isn't really. So I think he will stop. Yeah, it will be a pretty good fight, I guess. A brawl, but Yar will be stopped eventually. I don't know when. Maybe like seventh, eighth round, something like maybe even a little later. But anyway, yeah, this guy is just a beast. He's a machine, and as I said, I only see Bill being able to beat him, and also not by fighting him, but by boxing him, Yeah, of course, by being more clever. Yeah, those are like, well, you gotta. But I think I was really thrilled with Bivol because he really, in his last fight, didn't play it safe. He went up, wanted to really, it looked like he was trying to knock out Ramirez for in a few of those rounds anyway. But I hope he will not try that against Beterbiev. So that will be a mistake because he just doesn't have the same power, of course. Yeah. So that fight will also. The good thing about boxing, a few last couple years, that we have seen several fighters be crowned as undisputed champions, and there are also plans of more of that happening, in nearest future. Hopefully, next year, if we get Crawford versus Spence and Beterbiev versus not Yard Bivol, and of course Fury versus Usyk, that would be really great because those three are the most, the divisions that there is most interest, and it has always been about, and you cannot deny it. Yeah, lightweight is a very good one, and 140 is very good, but still, traditionally there's always been welterweights, also middleweights, but middleweights are not so good now. Light heavyweights and heavyweights. That's how it is. Wow, 57 minutes almost. I'm really proud of myself. So this is, yeah, I think maybe it's time to end soon, unless you have more comments or questions. Hmm. Well, anyway, next week Joshua will be back, and maybe we'll we will get Mr. Pettway to come. If not, then screw it, forget about it. It was a pity we didn't get him here to guest here, but as I said, it turned out pretty alright after all. In the end, right? I think so. We can always talk boxing anyway. Doesn't matter if the guest of honor shows up. Alright, if you have anything else to write, better write it fast because I'm about to close this show now. And it's pretty late here where I am, where I live. Also, it's not very popular to make a lot of noise at this hour on a Sunday. Yeah. Well, anyway, you know what? I think I will finish right now. What time is it? It's like 10:24 in the evening. Yeah. Good show. Enjoy the nice, informative. Thank you. Thank you. You are welcome, of course, in our future episodes. So great to have you here. Thanks. And of course, you too, Rodolfo and Martin. Rodolfo Martin left, all right. Rodolfo. Always welcome. And Bruce, Gas, Boxing, Jazz, Hi-Fi. Thank you all for being here. And I can just say I'm sorry that we didn't get to see and talk to Vincent Pettway, but hopefully we will get it made. Yeah, I hope so. All right. Thank you all. Have a good time. Bye bye.